you know that the older people are speaking. There are printed copies now on the lectern, not just the phones on the lectern. So that's the difference. As a sports fan, I'm used to a Hall of Fame being a way to honor someone whose career has passed. But there is an exception to that I'd like you to keep in mind. And we're on a basketball school's campus tonight, so it should be easy. That's the Basketball Hall of Fame. They honor active coaches. So I urge you to think of Jim Boeheim, the head basketball coach at my alma mater, Syracuse University, since 1976. He was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2005, and he's still going. So 17 years, that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I would take that. For just a second, though, I'd like to take you back to 25 years ago, right now. I was suddenly considering a career change, and I hadn't planned for that. I was not yet 26, married for just a couple of months. I was producing the most watched evening newscast in the market. It was scary, but I knew what I was doing just wasn't going to work for me anymore, and I needed to find something else. 6 months later, that change happened. This began. Tonight, I want to thank the PR community here in Detroit for accepting me then and continuing to accept me all the way through. Friendly competitors all, thank you. Now, there's some influential figures out of many I'd like to recognize and thank tonight, and I'll just say a few words about each. I'll start at the beginning with Pete Bowers. He was the station manager at WBFH Radio in Bloomfield Hills, and thanks to Pete for giving me a radio show when I was in middle school, letting me be the first broadcaster in the country that we know of to do radio play-by-play for middle school sports. And he also let me run the day-to-day operation of the station when I was in high school, and he said yes to a bunch of wild other ideas that I've had. I want to recognize Nardi and Sally Stein, because fundamentally everything I needed to know about working with people, I learned in counselor training at Canton-Bagum in Wisconsin when I was 16. And Nardi sadly passed away on Monday of this week, so I'm really thinking of the Steins tonight. I want to thank Murray Feldman, who was my first professional mentor. You know him from radio and TV. Thanks to Murray for believing in me and for fracturing the occasional rule to help me get experience. Thanks to Mark Champion, now the radio voice of the Pistons, my boss at WWJ. I want to thank him for giving me the chance to be an on-air sports reporter in Detroit when I was just 21. And the places I got to be and the people I got to meet are all unforgettable. Frank Volpicella, my executive producer on the highest rated 11 o'clock newscast in the country, WSB in Atlanta. He led by example about how to lead a team and execute success. Carol Ruppel and Bob Klinkenbeard, they brought me back to Detroit, took a big chance on me, got me to Channel 4. I promised my wife we'd be here for 2 years. That was 1996. Worked out pretty well. I want to recognize Jim McTevia, the first PR client to whom I was ever assigned, and he became my true business guy. Got an email from him on Tuesday night. You heard about Northwest Airlines. By the way, if you're not old enough to remember any of that, just don't tell me. But I want to thank Andy Newman, John Austin, and the late great Bob Ball. They taught me about how to counsel and represent a corporation. I didn't know how corporations really worked. Diane Dietz and Bill Black, just 2 years into my PR career, rewarded my pitch to Comcast with almost 10 years of business, and I learned so much. Rick Chambers, nearly 10 years, he was my in-house contact while representing Pfizer all over the country, and thanks to him for a model agency-client partnership. I want to thank Mark Bernstein, sorry he couldn't be here tonight. My friend since high school gave me my start in litigation communications. It's a cool niche I enjoy today, and a client I still enjoy today, one of our first in the first week of Tanner Friedman, still with us. Beth Chappell and Steve Gregorian, almost 20 years of working with the Economic Club, never been boring, and I'll never take it for granted. Megan Spanitz and Katia Sebek and everybody at the Detroit Regional Chamber, thanks for being here tonight. Katia, thank you for the nomination. Thanks to the Chamber, I get to work with the most important business organization in the state and the best PR gig in Michigan. That's the Mackinac Policy Conference. I love it, it's my fuel. We have our first program committee next week, I can't wait. And also to my family. My parents are here tonight. They supported my broadcasting dream every step of the way, in every way possible. They supported my change to PR and my change to starting a firm. It's made all the difference. My daughters, Ellie and Jenna, are in full college mode right now, so that's why they're not here, studying papers, all kinds of stuff I'm glad I don't have to do. They were in kindergarten when we started Tanner Friedman, and they don't really remember me doing anything else. They've always understood how to manage work and my time with them, and my hope for them is that they can find fulfilling lives and careers of their own. To Jody, you signed up to be a broadcasting wife? That's amazing. You were willing to do that, but since you've shown nothing but love and given me nothing but confidence, even when instead of having disposable income, I disposed of our income. None of this would have been possible without you every day. A quick thank you to the enthusiasm I get constantly by text and phone from all my friends in Detroit and around the country, especially the alumni of WJPZ Radio in Syracuse. They put me in their Hall of Fame, so you got something in common with them. But they are the best network in the business. Thank you to the colleagues and collaborators with whom I have shared work. We have a couple Tanner Friedman alumni here tonight, and alumni of another firm too, and our great partner in work, Jim Martinez, is here too. One colleague I want to recognize who couldn't be here, Kim Higgins, our controller since our first week in business. She's the one who makes this a for-profit endeavor, and she still laughs at my attempts at humor. And oh, thank you to Don Tanner, but you'll hear more about him in a minute. And you should look forward to that. When we started our firm, we identified 3 sets of customers: our clients, the journalists we work with, and our community. We figured if we took care of all 3, we would do okay. So thank you to our customers, our clients, those who trust us with work. Thank you to those who practice journalism with our involvement, and to those who serve this community that we try to help. I want to conclude with a great bit that I heard sportscaster Ernie Johnson do. He spoke to a group of college kids over the summer, and it got onto Twitter and went all over the place. And he encouraged young people to find a get-to job as opposed to a got-to job. Think about that for a second. Like a lot of you, hopefully all of you, I've had a get-to job for a long time, and I'm so lucky that I get to do it. Congratulations to tonight's awardees. It's been great to be with you. And thank you to the PRSA board for this great honor.